Okay. Hi, my name is Pedro Alvaran Jr. During the laboratory exercise number 6, Materials Planning in Business Processes and Enterprise Systems. Materials management is planning and control of the functions supporting the complete cycle, flow of materials, and the associated flow of information. These functions include identification, cataloging, standardization, need determination, scheduling, procurement, inspection, quality control, packaging, storage, inventory control, distribution, and disposal, also called materials planning. Objectives are understand the concept of materials planning, know the different functions included in materials planning. So set up your video camera, take your video while personally answering each question. Just a class recitation, you will submit this as your output for the activity. So questions are first, enumerate and briefly elaborate the problems with MRP systems. So these are the problems of MRP systems. Integrity of the data if there are any errors in the inventory data. The bill of materials, commonly referred to as BOM, data or the master production schedule. Then the output data will also be incorrect, GIGO, which is garbage in and garbage out. Data integrity is also affected by inaccurate cycle count adjustments, mistakes in receiving input and shipping output, scrap not reported, waste, damage, bugs count errors, supplier container count errors, production reporting errors, and system issues. Many of these types of errors can be minimized by implementing pull systems and using barcode scanning. Most vendors in this type of system recommend at least 99% data integrity for the system to give useful results. And also, systems require that the user specify how long it will take for a factory to make a product from its component parts, assuming they are all available. Additionally, the system design also assumes that this lead time in manufacturing will be the same each time the item is made, without regard to quantity being made or other items being made simultaneously in the factory. And also, a manufacturer may have factories in different cities or even countries. It is not good for an MRP system to say that we do not need to order some material because we have plenty of it thousands of miles away. The overall ERP system needs to be able to organize inventory and needs by individual factory and communicate the needs in order to enable each factory to redistribute components to serve the overall enterprise. This means that other systems in the enterprise need to work properly, both before implementing an MRP system and in the future. Uh, for example, systems like variety reduction and engineering, which makes sure that products comes out right first time without defects, must be in place. And also, production may be in progress for some part, whose design gets changed with customer orders in the system for both the old design and the new one concurrently. The overall ERP system needs to have a system of coding parts such that the MRP will correctly calculate needs and tracking for both versions. Parts must be booked into and out of stores more regularly than the MRP calculations take place. Mm. Note these are other systems can will be manual systems, but must interface to the MRP. For example, a walk around stock intake done just prior to the MRP calculations can be a practical solution for a small inventory, especially if it is an open store. The other major drawback of MRP is that it fails to account for capacity in its calculations. This means it will give results that are impossible to implement due to manpower, machine, or supplier capacity constraints. However, this is largely dealt with by MRP2. Generally, MRP2 refers to a system with integrated financials. An MRP2 system must also include financials. In the MRP2 or MRP2 concept, fluctuations in forecast data are taken into account by including simulation of the master production schedule, thus creating a long-term control. A more general feature of MRP2 is its extension to purchasing, marketing, and to finance. Integration of all the functions of the company, ERP has been the next step. Okay, so those are the problems with the MRP systems. Now we're going to talk about the next, and that is about the data integrity issues. So, what are the solutions to data integrity issues? So, these are the solutions. First, bill of material. The best practice is to physically verify the bill of material either at the production site or by disassembling the product. Next is cycle count. Cycle count. The best practice is to determine why a cycle count that increases or decreases in battery has occurred. Find the root cause and correct the problem from occurring again. Next is scrap reporting. This can be the most difficult area to maintain with any integrity. Start with isolating the scrap by providing scrap bins at the production site and then record the scrap from the bins on a daily basis. One benefit of reviewing the scrap on site is that preventive action can be taken by the engineer's crew. Next is receiving errors. Manual systems of recording what has been received are error prone. The best practice is to implement the system of receiving by ASN from the supplier. The supplier sends an ASN, which is Advanced Shipping Notification. When the components are received into the facility, the ASN is processed, and then company labels are created for each line item. The labels are fixed to each container and then scanned into the MRP system. Extra labels reveal a shortage from the shipment, and too few labels reveal an overshipment. Some companies pay for ASM by reducing the time in processing accounts payable. Next is shipping errors. The container labels are printed from the shipper. The labels are fixed to the containers in staging area or when they are loaded on the transport. Next is production reporting. The best practice is to use barcode scanning to enter production into inventory. A product that is rejected should be moved to an MRB, material review board, MRB location. Containers that require sorting need to be received in reverse. Next is replenishment. The best replenishment practice is replacement using barcode scanning or via pull system. Depending upon the complexity of the product, learners can actually order materials using scanning with a min-max systems. Okay, so those are the solutions to data integrity issues. So I hope I hope you understand my recitation. This is my laboratory exercise number 6 in business processes and enterprise systems. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.